What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my C6 Corvette that I recently bought. A lot of people are asking me why I bought a base model C6, and today we're going to be going over pretty much those reasons. We're also going to be talking about a few of the things that I found wrong with the car. It's not really a whole bunch, but we are going to list everything so far that I found that needs to be replaced or fixed. And at the same time, guys, we're going to do a little bit of a POV drive, so let's go. I will say this thing is super freaking quiet. We definitely have to get an exhaust on this thing as soon as possible, guys. Way too quiet, guys, way too quiet. Anyways, let's get into the freaking topic of why I bought a C6 base model. And originally I was planning on getting a Grandsport or a Z06. I was looking at Z06s, I was looking at Grandsports. I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just go ahead and buy one of those. It'd be kind of cool for the channel to have one. But then I started looking at prices. And I was leaning more towards the Grandsport, if we're being honest, because I kind of wanted the LS3 motor over the LS7. And just about every Grandsport that I could find in the freaking US was automatic. And if it was not automatic, it was either ragged out or way too expensive. I'm talking about like $45,000 for a Grandsport. And I'm like, I am not paying 45 grand for a Grandsport that is just as fast as this car right here, as a base model freaking LS3 car. I was like, no, we're not doing that. So I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I was kind of just stuck. Even the base model like LS3 manual cars were going for what I thought was way more than they are worth, you know, upwards of $25,000 to $28,000. And I was like, okay, this is just not the move right now. I'm not overpaying for one of these cars in the absolute slightest. Then I woke up one day and I found this car on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, oh, okay. It was listed for $21,000. I was like, that's not that bad. It looks pretty clean. It's a manual LS3 with black interior. Exactly what I wanted. I don't really care for the red. Red really isn't my color, but you know, that can be changed down the road. So I hit the guy up and I obviously did the typical Facebook Marketplace thing where you know, you just kind of shoot a low ball at the person. I shot him a really low ball. We got on a phone call and we settled at $17,500 for this car. Now, luckily he did watch my videos and he was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Gonna be able to see the car being built on the channel and everything. So that probably helped out a little bit. But regardless, we got a C6 LS3 manual with black interior, clean title, no accidents, paintwork looks good, bodywork is perfect, for $17,500, which is quite literally half the price of a Grandsport and less than half the price of a Z06. So I guess to answer the question why I bought a C6 base model is simply, this is just a better car for the money. For the money. The Grandsport is not that much better, and definitely does not warrant double the price, in my opinion. Especially whenever the plans for this car are basically to make it into a Grandsport. And way better. It's gonna be way better than a Grandsport. But we're basically gonna be making this thing into a Grandsport, not to really like ruin all the surprises and everything, but we are most definitely, it's gonna be better than Grandsport, guys. Just hang in there and trust the process. Let me cook a little bit, all right? And I know some people are gonna be roasting me saying, hey, you should have bought the Grandsport, you should have bought a Z06 and spent another $25,000. But in my opinion, people are probably gonna, you know, diss on me for this. I don't think it's worth it. I think putting 25 grand into this car right here, a base model, is gonna be way more impressive. We can make way more power. We can make the car look way cooler. We can just do so much with that money that we saved I mean, the only thing that we're really losing out on here is resale value. Ooh, I don't care about resale value. Yeah, we're gonna ball out. We're gonna have some fun with the base model, guys. And while we're just cruising down the road, you guys can probably already hear one of the first things that we need to fix with this car that has been driving me absolutely insane, guys. If you listen over these bumps, there's a squeak in this door panel. I know it's an old Chevy, plastic interior, there's gonna be squeaks and rattles and everything. I have to get that fixed. Oh, there it is. As far as the drivetrain, this thing is in wonderful freaking condition. The engine runs strong, no misfires, no weird noises. The torque tube sounds great. The clutch grabs good. The rear end isn't making any weird noises. The transmission shifts beautifully. I mean, buttery smooth. So as far as the driveline, I think we're pretty much solid on this car, guys. I think we got pretty lucky. At least so far. I've driven this car a good bit, probably 20 to 30 hours so far, and I think we're chilling. I think we're chilling as far as drivetrain goes. Oh, y'all hear that? Nah, dude, we gotta fix that ASAP. There is no way. Had to hop inside and get me a little energy drink, guys. Anyways, we're back on the road. By the way, check out the freaking dash, bro. Hey, daddy. Oh, I love C6s. So cool. All right, let's go, baby. Oh, it's so quiet, bro. It's so quiet. It does not feel like you're driving around with 400 horsepower. Now, another thing that I have noticed that we will have to fix is there's something going on in the passenger front area with the suspension up there. Haven't really dove into it all too much to see what we need to replace, but there's something up there is making noise every once in a while. It's like the slightest, it's a very faint knocking noise while we're going over, like, you know, just kind of uneven ground. So there's definitely something going on. I haven't really jacked up the car all too much and really inspected all up there, but hopefully putting new sway bars and getting a set of coilovers will fix most of that. Maybe replacing the bushings on the upper and lower control arms, but regardless, we'll figure that out whenever I actually get to working on the suspension on this car. We also have a squeaky clutch spring that needs a little bit of WD-40. Now, other than the suspension in the front and then also the squeaky door, here, I'll just... I can't handle that. We gotta fix that ASAP. Now, other than those two things, there's not all too much more. The tint on the car does need to be replaced. As you can see, the tint is just not in the best condition right there. And then also we're kind of bubbling in the rear. So that needs to be replaced. We're gonna go a lot darker too with the tint and actually get the front windshield tinted soon. Sometimes whenever I open up the rear hatch to like take the target top off and then I go to close it, the auto cinching part does not work. So let's see if it works right now. Okay, so it did auto cinch this time, but there's been a few times taking the top off and putting it in the rear that I go to close the rear hatch and it does not latch to the second part. So it'll just latch once, it won't actually auto cinch down. So it's a possibility that that auto cinching latch is going out, but I really don't know. I guess we'll just wait until it just doesn't work completely at all and then we'll replace that. And then of course, going into the engine bay, if you know anything about C6s and C5s, or you've watched any of my videos on my old C5, you know that these cars are so bad about the crank pulley wobbling and eventually coming off the car. And this one does indeed, I don't know if you can even see it down there, have a pretty bad crank pulley wobble. And it's of course the factory crank pulley, so it literally has to be replaced as soon as possible. On the bright side, that means this car will be getting a cam soon. So it's kind of a win-win, I guess. That crank pulley is a wobbling. Oh my goodness, yeah, we gotta replace that soon. Woo! But other than that, there's no leaks underneath the car. The tires are great, the brakes are in great condition. I mean, overall, this is a very well-maintained and clean C6 base. That's pretty freaking pitiful. I'm gonna give y'all a little rev actually real quick. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Anyways, guys, hopefully that sheds some light onto why I bought a C6 base. Obviously, I know some people are still gonna be like, oh, I still should have bought the Grandsport or the Z06, but in my opinion, you're wrong. I think we can have more fun with this car and probably save a lot of money doing it. Had to switch locations up because I was blocking the boat ramp and a lot of people were coming up there trying to put their boats in the water. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and also leave your opinions in the comments. Do you think I did the right thing buying a base model, saving a whole bunch of money that we can then put towards mods for this car? Or do you think I should have just gone ahead and bought a Grandsport or even a Z06? And if you are already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because this is gonna be the craziest build we've ever done on a car, I promise you. Yeah.